What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krissy Tayam. I help high potential millennial women manifest their dream life with law of attraction practices, and I also talk about self-care and success habits you can apply in your daily life. Today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how to cut off toxic people from your life, whether that's family members, a best friend, other friends, co-workers, anyone who is basically toxic to your energy and who's not good for your health. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in, but before we do so, I just want to let you guys know that my next video going up is going to be the one and only how to manifest money. This is a topic that a lot of my clients want to talk about all the time, so I'm assuming that this is going to be something that you guys would want to see. So if you guys want to see that video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you guys are notified when that video goes up. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So my 5 key points are mainly going to be questions that you're going to ask yourself. I want you to self-analyze and really dig deep on what the problem is and etc. We want to make sure that cutting off someone in your life who maybe has been in your life for many years is going to be worth it. Now, you don't have to completely cut off these people from your life, but you want to cut them off enough to where you're able to actually have peace of mind, actually able to do your work and have really positive energy around yourself at all times. So the first tip I want to go over is to identify the problem. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. The first question is, can this problem be resolved? Is it something that has happened that you can forgive the person for, or they can forgive you? Is it something you guys can discuss amongst each other and see if it's something that you guys can get past without having to get back to it, without having to actually talk about it ever again? My second question I want you to ask yourself is the problem reoccurring? Have you brought this up to this person and let them know that it bothers you, or that it's been creating this mental block for you for a long time? Did they just take that and say, okay, well, I'll fix it, but they end up not fixing it? Is this reoccurring so much to where when you open to them, you already know that nothing is going to change? Ask yourself that and consider, is it worth really sticking around if this problem is going to keep reoccurring? And the third question I want you to ask yourself is this other person open to negotiable solutions? Every single person has their own perspective on every problem that arises basically in your life. Is this person open to different solutions? Do they feel that they're the only one who's right? Do they have a narcissistic type of personality? Are they open to the idea that you guys can create maybe a solution together rather than feeling like you're the only person who can make a solution or they're the only person who can make a solution? Is this person open-minded about it? If they're not, really take that in consideration when trying to figure out if they're worth being in your life for good. Number 1 is to identify the problem, and number 2 is to think about the positives. I want you to ask yourself 3 different questions with this. What are the good memories that you have? I really want you to evaluate, maybe really look back into your past and think about all the great things, all the great memories you guys had together. Obviously, you guys are friends at this point for a reason. You guys enjoyed each other's company and created so many memories. So what memories led up to today? What good memories do you remember that really give you a good feeling about this relationship? Now, I want you to think about the negative things, not really dig deep into the negative things that have happened and get your emotions riled up about it, but really think about what outweighs the other. Does the positive outweigh the negative? What is worth it to you? Do you want to hang on to those memories and compare to what is happening now? Are you okay with what is going on, and are you going to be able to get past what is going on right now? Think about the good memories and really get a positive feeling of this relationship. Now, another thing I want you to ask yourself is, how do they act towards you? Think of all the positive things. Do they respect your privacy? Do they hold your secrets? Are they really kind to you other than the situation? Think of all the actions that they do to you that are good and humble and come from a place of goodness and from their heart. Do the good things outweigh the negative things in this aspect? And then the last thing in this tip that I want you to ask yourself is, how do they speak to you? Do they speak to you with respect? Do they come out of a place of love? Do they speak to you with the loving tone that you want them to speak to you to? Really consider that as well. So overall, I want you to focus on all the positives of this relationship, all the good things they do to you, say to you, how you feel, what is so great about this relationship that kept it lasting for so long, and is it worth still keeping this relationship even though you feel it's really toxic at the moment? Is this toxicity something you can overcome? Is it something that can just pass? If you feel that you two are completely not seeing eye to eye and you have been dealing with this for a while and the way that they act towards you is way more negative than positive these days, then maybe you might want to look further into my next tips. My third tip is to evaluate your own emotions. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you think about them? When this person comes to your head, what is the first emotion that you feel? Do you have a burst of anger, a burst of resentment, or do you have a burst of peace, burst of, I love this person no matter what? It's an unconditional love. This is really like a key in whether this relationship is worth keeping around or not. But remember, if you don't address your emotions may never be resolved. So really address these emotions and figure out why you're feeling this way, and can you resolve it right now? If you can't, tell yourself you can and you will. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, how do you feel about this person when you guys are in the same room? Overall, how do you just feel around them? I know a lot of things can be resolved, but really look at the big picture. I've had people in my life that I always had this negative feeling towards. I was always angry at them, and even when we're in person, when we're hanging out together, I would feel fine. I would feel happy. We can create great memories together, but there was this underlying sense of distrust. There was no trust there, and you could tell that just between me and this other person, we didn't like each other. And what sucked is that we were around each other all the time. We grew up together, we were each other's lives, we were really like this. But for some reason, we knew that we didn't like each other, but we still stuck around because we had this title to each other. We really were toxic to each other, and I feel like we didn't bring a lot of happiness out of one another. Even though we did, a lot of the time, I felt like the negatives really outweighed the positives. We were always thinking negative of each other, talking about each other behind each other's backs, and there was just this whole distrust, whole entire toxic relationship that I'm so happy that I finally got rid of. Now, another question I want you to ask yourself is, how do you feel about this person when they talk to you and when they act towards you? So not really acting in a certain way, but maybe when they're just shaking your hand or giving you a hug, do you feel really negative when they hug you, or when they shake your hand, or when they give you a high five, whatever it is that you guys have this physical interaction? Do you feel really ill when they talk to you? Do you get low-key kind of mad? Do you have a sarcastic attitude? Do they have a sarcastic attitude? So really analyze this part, because this part is important. If you can't handle being around this person, period, and it's going on for a long period of time, then maybe this is someone that you do need to cut out of your life. Especially when it comes to family, people have a really hard time letting go of family, but all these tips should really help you kind of analyze who you should keep in your life and who you shouldn't. Now, this leads me to my fourth tip, which is to look at it from their perspective. Now, I know you don't want to hear this, and this is probably going to bother a lot of people, but are you the problem? Sometimes you are fueling your own fire. When you continuously think of these negative things and they're not reoccurring and they're not constantly happening, then you're creating this own negative feeling for yourself. You're creating this own resentment towards them. You're creating this own hatred. I don't want to say hatred, but you're creating these negative vibes when you think about this person because maybe one incident that happened. I am guilty of this because there's somebody who was in my life and they did nothing to me. They literally, we barely have had any interactions, but because this person was a significant person and someone significant in my life and they did something bad to them once, I held that over this person's head for a long time. I know that I was the problem. I was the one who's really fueling my fire because everyone was over whatever situation happened, but I was not over it. And that's just something that I have to forgive myself for because it's something that I was holding on to for a while, which is completely toxic for yourself and your process. So you really want to think about, are you the problem? Are you the one fueling your own fire when really nothing really major is going on at all? It's maybe one incident that was so minor that really triggered something in you that you don't want to let go of. So really analyze that, and then you can actually practice this forgiveness mantra when it comes to that, which I'll be discussing in another video. So if you guys want to talk more in depth about forgiveness mantra, be sure to thumbs up this video or subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so I can go over the forgiveness mantra with you guys. Now think about how you are acting or reacting to the things that they do. Whenever they do something and it's completely innocent and they're coming from a place where they don't even know that they're bothering you, how do you react? Do you get really mad? Do you throw an attitude? Do you really feel like this bubble of anger come up? If the other person is not intentionally trying to do something to you to hurt you, or maybe they're just breathing and you get mad, just really think about it may be you who's just creating this issue. Now, when you realize this pattern that you're the one who's creating this toxic energy within yourself, think about what you could do from this point on. Something that I really like to do is focus on my self-care and self-love in the mornings as a morning routine. I actually go over my morning routine in this video right over here, but I basically have a specific morning routine where I make sure that I'm in a high vibration and that I'm grateful for everything and that I can concentrate on myself and my progress. So if you feel like you don't know what you could do from this point, at least start with step one, which is to be in a high vibration. This includes gratitude, this includes maybe journaling or meditation, and I talk about all of this in what I do in my morning routine in this video right over here. My fifth tip is to evaluate your energy. You can't see energy, but it's always constantly there, and we're always exchanging energy no matter where we go. So remember that energy influences other energy, and let's say you're the positive energy and they're the negative energy. You are getting part of that negative energy that they have. Or if you have negative energy and they have negative energy, you're just creating this bigger field of negative energy because you guys are having issues with each other. So it works both ways. Whatever directions the energy is coming from, you are manifesting that into yourself, or it's just coming to you because that's just how energy works. Energy is an exchange field. When it comes to being around this person and you know that this person is always going to bring toxicity into your life, whether they're doing it purposely or not, I just want you to cut them off. Now, this is the big question I want you to really, really think about and really ask yourself is, what are you okay with? Now really let that question digest and really think about it. Building a healthy relationship is important, but if a healthy relationship is not present and it hasn't been healthy for a long, long time, it's worth letting go. Really think about the current state, what's going on now, how long it's been going on, and if you can resolve it or not. It's very important to take the first step in keeping your vibration high. Even if a person is not contributing to that, always take care of yourself first. Self-care and self-love is super important. Now again, check out my morning routine on how I keep my vibration at a high level every single day. I love to help young people just like yourself reach their potential and get them to their level of happiness that they deserve. So be sure to click on one of these two videos. That way you guys can keep on getting those law of attraction tips, successful habit tips as well, and so much more. But until then, stay happy, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.